everyone. Today we are going to learn a famous short story which will keep you engaged with its twists and turns. The name of the story is An Astrologer's Day. From the title itself we understand that this particular day is unique and quite special in Astrologer's life, who is our main character. Something happens on this day that changes the life of the astrologer completely. So, let's find out what happens in the story. Before we start with the story, let us understand something about the author. Well, this short story is written by the famous Indian English writer R.K.Narayan, also known as Rasipuram Krishnaswamy Iyer Narayan Swamy, who is known for his Malgudi Days book, which was converted into a TV series. He has written many English books and novels. If we talk about his writing style, one can easily spot the Indian connection in subtle humor, energy of ordinary life, simple style, which means that he believed in his simple characters and hence we can easily connect with his writing. Now let's start with the lesson. Instead of reading the lesson from the textbook, we will go through the main points from the lesson. First, let us know what the lesson is about. Our main character of the story, the astrologer, is very particular about his profession. The entire story has an Indian setting which can be reflected through the Indian words used in the text and the description of the marketplace. How the peculiarities of human relations are discussed in the lesson makes the story quite relatable. The irony of Indian daily life, the belief of people on superstitions, and how businessmen take undue advantage of innocence and ignorance of people is showcased here. We can see a detailed observation of human behavior in the story. Let's start with the lesson now. The lesson starts with the introduction of the astrologer, his appearance and his daily routine. He has a dozen of cowrie shells. You can see in the picture how the shells look like. He had a mystic chart drawn on a cloth. He had a notebook to write something and a bundle of Palmyra writing. All this were part of his professional equipment. These things were essential to create the perfect background for his trade. He left no stone unturned when it came to his dressing. He wore a sacred ash and vermilion on his forehead, and his dark whiskers made his personality impressive. To crown the effect, which means the final or the last thing which gives the much needed effect, he wore a saffron colored turban. He used to sit under a tamarind tree which provided a natural shade for the astrologer and his clients. He chose this particular crowded spot where people could easily spend time, which ultimately benefited his trade. As astrology trade requires a perfect setup, the setting of astrologer's workplace is equally important. Around him we can find many different trades, like we have the medicine seller, the stolen hardware seller, magicians and auctioneers. All these trades surrounding the astrologer helped him to analyze his prospective clients. He knew that people who are already superstitious and not content with their life will eventually land up at his place. The place also has a mystical, that is magical feel due to the lack of proper lighting. So the astrologer took the advantage of shop lights in the evening. Different lights like hissing gas lights which make a hissing sound, naked flares on pole, old cycle lamps are showcased. The writer has described the lighting as bewildering, which means confusing. There is no set pattern. Crisscross shadows, as you can clearly see in the picture. astrologer had never planned to become an astrologer. He was a stranger to the stars, which means that he did not know anything or did not have any knowledge of the stars, which are the basis of astrology. This also shows that he was faking his practice. He could survive in this profession only due to sheer hard work, study of human mind, a lot of practice, and sometimes shrewd guesswork. Shrewd means someone who is good at judging people. He deserved his wages as he put in a lot of effort to be in the business. We are further told that he had left his village due to some reason. So, in a way, he was forced to leave his village. He could not disclose the reason for doing so. The writer says that taking such a step was a big deal. When a villager migrates to a city, he has to face many hardships and struggles, which feels like an ocean has flowed between. There is a drastic difference for a villager. Why the astrologer was successful in his profession? Well, he had an impressive personality, which was the basic criteria to build a connect with his client. Apart from that, he was a good observer and he could analyze mankind's struggles. He had a sharp perception of things. Professional behavior is an essential quality which helps you to gain the trust of the consumers. The astrologer had good communication skills which helped him in communicating with his clients. He used his presence of mind and told the clients to speak before he expressed anything. All these qualities made him successful in his profession. Thank you for watching part 1 of the lesson. If you like the explanation, please hit the like button and subscribe the channel for more videos. Thank you.